What's going on, guys? Mice and Gods here with my first StarCraft game I've ever played. Well, league I've ever played. I've been in the practice league for the last week, kind of practicing a little bit. First starting out as Terran, and then now starting out as Protoss. Because I liked when I used to play Brood War back when I was like 13 or whatever. I played as Protoss, so I wanted to get back into it. So I'm spawning as the red Protoss, and my opponent, John, is spawning as the blue Terran. We're on Metalopolis, I think it's what it's called. I'm going to speed this up because I don't want to sit here for 16 minutes. I don't think you want to watch this for 16 minutes. I'm not Husky StarCraft. I'm not that entertaining, unfortunately. So I'm throwing down my first probe, and he's throwing down his supply depot and his gas really early for a Terran, I would say. Especially because he doesn't really need gas right away. He's only putting in 2 SCVs in there as well, which is odd. Because they don't really need gas as much as Protoss does. Because when you don't need it for, what do you call it, Marines. I need it for the Stalkers, for the air support. So I throw down my... I screw up, I misclicked here. I sent this guy, who was all the way down here scouting, to build my cybernetics core, which is not smart. So, because, see, my hotkeys here, I kind of messed them up a little bit, and I got them confused with this one and this guy. But, yeah, so right now I'm scouting, which is crucial, and I see that he has a barracks and engineering bay going up. This one I think is going to go for a reactor, and this one's going to go for a tech lab, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty standard opening here. He's already going for his orbital command, which is smart. That's the only thing I find, because I used to play as Terran in the beginning, and even I found it's very overpowered to be a Terran, because you got mules, you got scans, you got Marines attacking both air and ground right off the bat. I've never played as Zerg. I'm not interested in Zerg, really. I don't know why, I'm just not. So yeah, this is more or less an update video and to show you guys how bad I am at StarCraft. He's already going for 2 Marauders, 2 Marines. Again, pretty standard, building up his nether. He's going for 3 racks. What's this? In a factory. So we might get some Hellions or Starport. Well, I know what happens, but you don't. Okay. So he's going for a factory. I don't really go for any expansion. He tries, and because every match I see with Husky, they get an expansion within like the first 3 seconds of the game. But I don't know. I don't. So I'm going for basically the standard 4 gate. But seeing how I saw he had Marines and what do you call it, a reactor, I kind of went for a 5 gate. And right now you can see he's coming around for his attack, which he caught me completely by surprise because I only had 4 Stalkers and Zealot out. So I was kind of very, very unprepared for this attack, but you'll see how it goes soon. So he's coming up with a bunch of Marines and Marauders. Slow it down so you guys can see. And I have my Immortal of, like, I just got my Immortal, which I got lucky on. And I managed to hold off this attack just barely, thank God for the warp gate. Because you'll see in a second, I will be warping in 5 Stalkers, just saving my ass there. So that was very, very crucial that I got that done. So right after this, I get kind of scared and I throw out my Twilight Council, my Robotics Bay for a Colossus if I need it. And I think, do I end up getting a Colossus? Not entirely sure. Let's see. You can see he's going for medevacs now. And I have 1 more probe, which gives me a little bit of an economic advantage, but not by much. So I throw down my Dark Shrine because I'm going to go for a Dark Templar rush because I'm pretty sure he's not getting Ravens. Just because I'm just basically going on a limb here. It's my first match. What am I going to lose, right? So I go for my Observer just in case he gets Cloak Banshees or anything like that. And he's coming for his second attack, which again caught me by surprise because I went after the medevac first, so he couldn't revive anything. And he brings in another medevac. And now I'm kind of scrambling because I was kind of caught off guard. I was trying to make more pylons because I was kind of supply blocked. Yeah. So I was kind of trying to do that. And I hold that attack off again, losing most of my units. Let's see. Our army, well, my army is a lot higher than his because he keeps. If he just made a lot of Marines, like mass Marines, he probably would have beat me. I'm not sure what the range is on either one of them, but I think they outrange especially with Stem Pack, they'll beat my stock. There's no problem. So right now I'm just warping in a whole bunch. I'm going to do my counterattack with my 1 Dark Templar, which I kind of thought was a good idea. I don't know. I was kind of proud about that. I thought about that real quick. And here comes basically the final battle. I don't want to say final battle, but this is the battle that basically decided the match. I think if he just held up here and made mass Marines and mass Marauders instead of getting the Banshees or whatever he had, he probably would have been able to hold this off. I destroyed the SEV here, delaying this command center, and basically now I'm just going to go to town on his whole base with my 1 Dark Templar, doing a lot of. How many kills is this guy? 4. But without him, I would have been screwed. So he GG's, and I win my first game. So thanks, guys.